All right, so we're gonna do this real fast in one take. It's gonna be quick. I want it to be quick. It's probably not gonna be quick, but I'm gonna try to make it quick. Hi, I'm Jared, and I posted some videos that people found to be effective and helpful that had to do with with Twitch growth a while back. My whole deal with YouTube videos, especially of this nature, is that I want them to be low effort, right? I don't want to put in the work to make these things more presentable. I just want to be helpful and informative to people who want them to be informative. My opinion is if you want help, you can be patient, and it doesn't need to necessarily be presented in this punchy, amazing way, right? So, with that in mind, I made a post today that made me realize that my thoughts have evolved slightly in regards to some of the things I said about game selection. Everything I said is true, but I've found more effective terms that can help people understand things more easily. So, I'm going to read the tweet, then I'm going to explain what it is, because I have several people right now that have asked me what or how they can find effective games for growth. A couple things real quick. Why do you care what I say? I've grown without viral growth. I'm a Twitch partner. I do this as a full-time job. Some of that is not associated with game selection. Some of that is associated with the way I behave on stream, the things I ask for, the things I push for, the way the way the stream is. But none of that could have happened without the ability to properly select games and figure out where to be, what category to be in, and things like that. And so I'm not addressing the stickiness of your stream. I'm sure somebody's going to ask me what that means. There are things that make your stream sticky, things that make a viewer last more than 5 seconds of viewing your stream, and you do enough of those and people stick around. We're not discussing that. Maybe at another time, or yeah. If there's anything else I need to preface this with, I used to be a part-time streamer. I stream 4 days a week, 3 hours a day, so that's 12 hours a week. So I didn't stream a lot, and I had highly effective growth during that time. It's probably not the right way to say that. I don't care, because we're just throwing this video out there, and it's more to save me time, so I don't have to spend hours and hours writing tweets back to people and trying to fit within character limits and have them understand. So let's go to my tweet. Let's read it, and then we'll do my numbers, and then maybe we'll pretend we have 0 to 3 viewers, and we'll do it that way. But let's go to my desktop real quick. Okay, so here's my tweet today. And I said, if you want to be discoverable on Twitch, you need to know what your minimum viewer count is. That's the single most important piece of info you should know. If you streamed an unrelated genre or game, how many people will show up? That info should inform your game selection. That's what we're discussing. That's something I've said several times recently, and it's always confused people. So rather than referencing old tweets, doing this and that, and having to explain things, let's just bust out a video real quick that talks about minimum viewer count and how that affects your category selection. That way I can just throw this on YouTube, and if anybody wants to consume it, awesome, cool. I don't do this for growth. I do it to save time so I can spend more time with my family. I don't want to be engrossed in teaching, training other streamers. That's not what our stream is about. Our stream is about community, games, relationships, having a good time. It's definitely not about helping people learn to stream. Sure, sometimes we will open that can up, but it's for very short amounts of time, because I don't feel like that's healthy for a community that wants to grow, a streamer who wants to grow. It's not. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this. There's the tweet, minimum viewer count, right? Let's go ahead and pop over to, let's do Sully Gnome. Sully Gnome is my preferred website just because the analytics are really, really easy to read. We'll probably, we might pull up my actual Twitch analytics. Let's see if we can get everything we need to here. This would be nice if it's all here. So let's just pull up me. So what we're talking about is minimum, like your actual minimum viewer count, not your average. I think last time I discussed this, I should have been more specific about that. We're not talking about your actual average, because that's deceptive. Let's go ahead and show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and go to my 30. Okay, so right now, my average, it's gone down considerably. You can see right there in the middle, because we've changed games. We've decided to branch out and to do some other titles, which, of course, drops off some viewers who are game attached. We'll discuss that potentially here, but probably not, and why that's a smart idea, why a long-term growth plan, we're not going to discuss that really, but a long-term growth plan is better than sitting your ass in a game title where you're killing it. The goal is to kill it in a game title, drag people to the next one, kill it there, drag people to the next one, kill it there, drag people to the next one. That's the way you variety stream, right? I guess real fast, I'm going to say two things. Just chatting, these rules do not apply. Retro, these rules do not apply. Probably a few other categories that are similar. There are some categories that viewers browse. Games are typically not them. And that's why this principle holds true that I'm about to show you. Just chatting, somebody's going to go down 2 or 3 pages to see if there's something interesting looking or sounding. And so it doesn't apply there. Retro, people are going to go to retro, and since it's a bunch of different games, they're going to scroll a little ways until they find one they want. So the rules don't apply anything that we're talking about. You still want a position in a decent spot for that. Currently, I would say on average, and this is just off the cuff, knowing it, the just chatting number that you want is probably 40 to be found there a little more commonly by browsers. If you go too far down, you get a lot of trolls, and then you get a bunch of trolls higher up as well. But 40 to 50 is probably that range where it's like, okay, well, you actually might get a few follows during a just chatting stream, depending on the length. So just chatting, it's its own category. People browse. Retro as well. You want a minimum number. You don't want to have like 2 or 3 viewers in retro. That would be a mistake. But you probably, maybe we'll pull that up during it. But okay, so minimum viewer count. So here we go. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about our minimum viewer count. This is going to be a really humbling thing for a lot of people, because it is for me. This is something that, as I pointed out, you're going to say that's nothing like your actual numbers, right? Like, let's look at my 180. Let's look at my 360. So I got over the past half year, I've been at 102. This is where we hopped out of our popular category and started doing a few other things. You'll see a major dip. This is the important one right here. Somewhere in here is going to be the important thing to note. But you'll notice, like, I'm not looking at my high viewer counts. I'm not looking at this number. I'm not looking at this as my average. My goal here is not to feel good about myself. My goal is to figure out, if I play some weird ass game, how many people are going to show up? Because that is the number you can count on. You know that number is going to happen. Somebody asked me today, well, how do you know that number? Well, I know that number because the day that I streamed a specific game, I remember looking at my viewer count and being like, okay, this is it. This is as low as we've been in 6 months. This is the lowest I've been. People don't have an interest in this. Okay, good to know. That's going to be the way you identify it. Is you're going to look at your oh shit stream that you've had within the last 6 months, and then you may subtract or add from that. We'll talk about why. It's kind of personal. It's kind of, you got to use a little bit of sense. But let's go ahead and we'll just figure out what my viewer count likely is. Right? Well, my minimum viewer count, not my average. We're not looking at 81. Because if I go play MS Paint, if I go draw in MS Paint, am I going to get 81 people? I might, maybe. I guess as a meme, maybe. Maybe MS Paint's the wrong example. If I go play just some random game that the community that I'm attached to has no interest in, then that's the one we're looking for. So let's look for it right here. We're going to do a 30-day. Well, okay, so looking at a 90-day is probably the most helpful. I already saw it within my 30-day, and that's going to be really, really important for me. And I know right where it's at, right? So here, this is a little more complicated, but we're looking for low numbers, right? We're looking for what day. This here is a community day. That actually might be a really good gauge for us if we could narrow that down. Because community days, maybe people have interest, maybe they don't. We played some games together. And then I did an indie title over here. It was a surprise stream. And so it was at a completely different time than normal. It was about 7 hours after my normal stream. But that might be a good one. So let's look at both of those and let's figure out if we can kind of guess on what a minimum number is. And then we'll switch over to Twitch and we'll figure out where we would position, and I'll show you how to determine what a good title is. So, all right. Let's find those streams. It was I was under Games and Demos, and then Unfortunate Spaceman, and then over here I was in DreadX. So let's find those. Had a 24-hour stream there. I think it was before that. I think I just missed it. There it is. Okay, so it's right here. It didn't have a picture on it. So I only streamed 3 hours, right? Here's my average viewers. Here's my peak viewers. Let's find that again. DreadX is right here. Average viewers is 58. Now, that's probably, from my experience, relatively accurate. We peaked out at 75 that night. That's very, very different than, let's say, hypothetically, our Just Chatting stream that peaks out at 180, averages 120, is quite a bit longer. This was a random stream, random time, and probably a really good indication of what my minimum viewer count is, except that's an average. So you got to subtract a little. Now, given it was a short stream at a weird time. So maybe we kind of take this and then we look at the other one, and we're kind of going to determine like what our minimum is. Because where I'm used to having an average of in a bad time period 80 and in a good time period 130, this number, as humbling as it is, I might actually want to attach to it because I definitely am going to get that. No matter what, I am going to have an average of around 50. No matter what. I could make a horrible mistake. I could play some weird Japanese dating sim that my guys have very little interest in, and I'm going to get 50 people, very, very likely. Let's just kind of weigh that with another bad stream that we had. We had a community day. Okay, so we did 6 hours, peaked out at 86. Not as many people were interested in it. It wasn't a genre that we play often. We played Unfortunate Spaceman. We tried to play Team Fortress. It was a failure, right? So let's just go ahead and say I have one that says 55-ish, one that says 72. Let's go ahead and this was like a normal length stream. Let's go ahead and lean towards the lowered number. Let's look at that 55. Even though it was a short stream, we're going to ignore this 35 because that was an internet problem day. I had crashes that day. Thanks, Comcast. So let's go to DreadX collection. 3 hours is enough that we should have caught kind of our pace. So let's just take this 58. Let's subtract a couple from it just for just understanding it's an average. And let's just say, as humiliating as this sounds, let's say my minimum number is 50. I can definitely count on 50 people showing up. Definitely. I will not have less than 50 people show up for a stream. That's a pretty safe bet, and it's an embarrassing number. So let's go with that, because knowing that and embracing that is probably the most important thing we could do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the browse menu. We're going to scroll real far down because we're going to assume that I have a 55 average, okay? 55. So does that mean I can hang in Mario with 3.1k viewers? I don't know. Probably not. Let's click it. Okay, surprise. This is a deceptive category because most of the viewers are in one person, but you do have a decreasing number of views, which, okay. So if I'm at 55, this is a good category. If I wanted to play Mario 64, that would actually work. Why? What am I looking for? I'm specifically looking to land in these top 10 with my minimum view count. Now, I know some people are thinking, well, Jared, what if mine's 0? Like, I don't want to say it, but what if mine's 0? I'll show you. We'll talk about that, right? I'll show you what you're looking for. But what you're looking for is kind of a slope of viewers. That's the way browsing works. If somebody clicks on this guy, if 2 people click on this guy with 20, he's going to go, or like 3 people, he's going to move up to 23. Like if there's a slope, it means that people are clicking throughout the thing, right? It means that everything is number sorting. It doesn't mean that just one person is picking up viewers. This looks like a category that has a lot of browsing. We're not going to talk about the way you set up your screen. We could. That's very, very important. We're just talking about game selection. The other really important factor is actually how you set up your stream. The look I have currently is very, very good, but if you want to know that stuff, we can do that at another time because there's a lot of details that go into attracting a person's eye to you. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this. 50. If I have 50 viewers, let's just say 50, I'm landing here. I can be discovered in this category. Cool. Great. Let's do another one. Let's scroll down more. Let's see if there's something else that I could have fun with. One of the complaints that people always say is well, I don't want to play that. That doesn't sound fun. Dude, if you can't find a game that's fun on this list as you scroll down further, you hate video games. And you hate streaming even more. Like, video games are fun and streaming is fun. You can find something that's fun. We will go down and there's going to be fun stuff. The real issue that people have with that is they want to play their favorite game. If you want to play your favorite game, you got to earn it. If you don't want to take the time to earn it, then you probably are not going to succeed at Twitch. You're not going to succeed at Twitch. You're not. It's not going to happen. If you insist on playing specific games because they're your favorite game ever, and if you don't just luck out that that's a growth game, dude, you're not as a small streamer, even a streamer my size, I'm not going to grow as a streamer playing Valorant. That's not going to happen. 55, where am I landing? Holy crap, dude. Down 50 to 55. I'm down here. Who's going to browse this low? It's not going to happen. That's not Valorant. Point is, it's an important thing to understand that games in general are just fun. So have some fun and stream instead of trying to stream your favorite game. If you want to stream your favorite game, earn it. It's like a promotion. You don't just get to run the department store. You got to work in the shoe department first. Then you got to work in stocking. Then you got to become a department manager. Then eventually you can run it. You don't get all the good stuff right away. That's not how it works. So let's continue to scroll down. Let's look at it. We're looking for places that we would dominate, right? So let's go ahead and just pick something. Let's pick the hunt. How would we do in the hunt? How would we do in Hunt Showdown? We would position in the front row with 50. Right behind me. 35. I would start this up and I would position in the front row. I will grow if I play Hunt. Beautiful. Let's look down. Let's look down a little further. This is where it becomes even easier for me. And because I have a specific size, because 50 is my minimum, then I have a lot more options. I've earned more options. So if I want to play, if I just, like, Remnant just came out with a new DLC, right? I think. If I want to play this, I can play this. I earned it. I've earned it. I have earned the right to play this and grow. So I could do this, and I would be fine. I could grow here. How would I get the clicks? That's a different story, but I could grow here. So I hope that makes sense. You're looking for, well, we're actually I'm about to show you the more important thing if you have like a lot less of an average, right? I'm going to show you that because there's a few things that are not as easy to see when you're dealing with like a 50 minimum viewer count. So let's just say you have 5. We're going to scroll real far down here. Let's start looking here. There's some fun games here. If you have more than 5 viewers and you say you can't find a game that's fun, you're missing the point, especially if you want to be on Twitch. If you want to play games, that's fine. Go play your games. Do streaming as a hobby. But if you want to grow or do it as a hobby and grow, you gotta do this. You gotta do it this way. Song of Horror. Let's go ahead and look at it. That's a scary game. Some people like it. Some people don't. Right? Okay. So this is probably not a good category. If you have 5 viewers, probably not. The reason why is there's no indication, or you're missing two indicators here. And this is where this is what you need to be thinking. And as you grow, you have to think this stuff less because there's more interest in, or there's more viewer interest in categories the higher up you get. Clearly, that makes sense, right? You're looking for two indicators. One, streaming interest, and two, viewer interest. And both of them are equally important. They kind of depend on each other. So what this says to me is there is not an interest in people streaming it. It does not look like a game people want to stream. There are 6 streamers here. Now, is there an indication of viewer interest? Not really. There's really not. How do we know that? Because there's literally no browsing. You have 280 viewers, you have 160 viewers, and then 6. Nobody is coming to this category, Song of Horror, and is going, I wonder who's playing this. The bulk of these people belong to Kitty Roar. The bulk of these people, the large bulk of these people belong to each person. To Zeus over here, right? Let's go ahead and click their profile. Let's see how many they have. 69,000 followers. Okay, so yeah, that 69,280 viewers, they're all hers. Let's look at him. Let's pull him up here. 30K. 180 or 160 viewers. All right. There is no browsing interest here. People are not coming in here and browsing. They're opening up their favorite streamers and they're watching them. This girl over here, she's got 6 viewers. She has, let's see, 144 followers, so that's about proportionally right. Right? People are not coming here to browse. We're looking for a slope, not a cliff. Looking for a slope because a slope shows that people are going in and clicking. Blazing Sales. This thing just came out. Let's check it out. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what we have. We definitely have a little more streamer interest, right? Streamers are interested in streaming this as a low-level category. This is, okay, you got a lot of 2s, you got a lot of 1s, you got a lot of 3s. Do you have indications of browsers? Well, we can kind of tell. Let's see. This is a Japanese streamer, so they're going to get all the Japanese people. So that we kind of want to most people ignore. That may be important for you. I'm not sure, but let's look at this guy because this is going to be okay. He's got 212 followers and he's got 40 viewers. Okay. That's a pretty good indicator that people are coming to this category and browsing. Let's look at Ice Prime. He's got 33 viewers. Okay. He's got 40,000. How long's he been streaming? Let's see what it said. He's been streaming for 6.5 hours. He might be a legacy partner. He might be, I'm not really sure why there's a disproportionate thing there, but this to me right here is an indication that there might be interest or that he's gotten a raid. Let's go ahead and look at the fourth person here. They've got 14 viewers. They've got 4,000. I don't see... So here's what I would expect if this is a browsing category. This might be worth trying for one time, but there's not like huge indicators that this is like a huge place for success, right? Because you have large views, okay views, less views, and then no views, right? But if you have 5, you might want to try this because it's I don't know, it's possible. Let's try to find one that's definitely more clear though. Because this one is a little... I want you to see the things you're looking for. Let's go ahead and pull up... Let's pull up Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a very popular game. A lot of people have really enjoyed it. I haven't played it myself. So let's see what we're looking for here. Here we go. Now that, right off the bat, is evidence that viewers are browsing this category. We don't even really need to click in. Because what you see is this smooth slope. 185, 80, 30, 21, 17, 15, 13, 12. It means that viewers are browsing this category because it is readjusting itself as people are clicking and viewing and staying. So this category, much like an awful lot of PlayStation exclusives, is a surprisingly good category, especially if you're not running like the default PlayStation thing. So if you got 5 viewers, let's see if this is a place for you. Probably not. You probably need to scroll down a little more. This would be a really good place if you have 10 to 15 minimum. If that is your minimum view count, if that's the number you've identified, 10 to 15 is going to pop you right in here, and that's what you're looking for. Okay. Let's scroll down even further. What else? What other types of games do we like? Your game knowledge too may need to come into play. Like Kingdom Hearts is not the best place to grow, because Kingdom Hearts fans typically just watch Kingdom Hearts streams for some reason. They mostly just watch those. And stuff like that will need to be taken into consideration. But let's look at Diabolical. This is a brand new FPS that came out. People like FPSs. You might not like how it looks, but it's a damn fine FPS. It's Quake. So let's pull it up. Okay. Do we have an indication of browsing? We have a slightly larger slope here, but you definitely do have indication of low-level browsing. 80, roughly 80, 60, 45, and then you have a major drop. You also don't have a lot of cameras here, face cams that are prominently displayed. So the number I would give you here is 10. You have 10 viewers. You have a 10 viewer minimum. Bam. This is great for you. You like FPSs? Perfect. This is a good place to grow. Go there. Meet people. Impress them. Drag them out. Let's scroll down further, because we're clearly looking for somebody we're looking for 5, right? Let's go ahead and click on The Walking Dead. Okay, here you go. There's clearly streamer interest. Is there viewer interest? The bulk of the people are here. It's Spanish, so they get the majority of Spanish speakers. So 45. 45 on English. 655. You have a major drop off. Let's see. 5.7 thousand or 5.7 thousand viewers. Okay. So right here, I would say that this is, if you have 5, it does look like you very, very likely have low level browsing interest here, like 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. We can kind of factor these two out a little bit, just because they're kind of larger. This one definitely. This one, I don't know, maybe. It could be thought about. But the thing you're really looking for is like this spread, right? So 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3. Okay, so I'm going to say if somebody approached me and was like, yo, I got 5 viewers. Is Walking Dead good for me? I'd be like, hell yeah, go for it. Give it a try. And if it doesn't work for 2 streams, if you get no growth for 2 streams, get the hell out. Don't waste your time. That's kind of my rule. That's my go-to. Let's go down a little further. I mean, we might as well just do this, right? Doom Eternal. Where are we at on Doom Eternal? Okay, cool. Really good spread on this one. We don't even really have to look, because it's really smooth. You got 5 viewers, 6 viewers, 7 viewers, 8 viewers. This is probably a good spot for you. Come in here. As of right now. Now a DLC is going to come out next month, so maybe this is a good time to do this, because if you got 5, 6, 7, 8 viewers, get in here, try it. Just make sure your camera looks stupid good and your title isn't stupid. But this would be an okay place, because there's indication of browsing, and there's definitely indication that people want to stream it. So there's lots of options for those viewers to click. Let's scroll down even further. Let's go down. You like, let's see. Let's go ahead and look at, Slay the Spire is kind of has its own community. That's always kind of a safe one, so I don't want to look at ones I know that are safe. Let's look at Dead Space. Dead Space, you got an even spread, pretty even from 15, 11, 9. Sure, there's a big drop here. Okay, I see that. She probably has a lot of followers, right? Actually, surprisingly not. Maybe she got a raid, or maybe this is her actual viewership. Maybe this is a genre she plays often. Who really knows? But okay, so that's we can factor that in, I guess. But maybe not too much. But our focus is this: 15, 11, 9, 6, 5, 3, 3, 3, 3. You got 5 viewers? Get in here. Get in here with 5 viewers. Just make sure that you get the click. All right, let's go down to let's just go real far down there. People are always like, I got 0 viewers and I There's nothing fun to play. I don't believe it. I see tons of fun games down here. I bet you anything that we're going to find some good stuff in here. Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds just came out with a new DLC, dude. Beautiful. Look at this. We know this has interest, at least because of new DLC. So people are going to come in here. We know that from game knowledge. That's another factor that is helpful to have, to be connected to gaming communities and understand what interest there is. I'm pretty sure there's a new DLC that has come out for this relatively recently. Pretty sure. So we don't have tons of streamers. Okay. Well, the lower you get, when you go down to like 0 to 3 viewers, you'll have less streamers. That's definitely going to be a factor. This is probably a good place to come if you have like 0 to 3. You're probably not going to find too much better of a scenario. There's more recent interest in this game because of that, but it's also a very small category because it's kind of its own thing, right? So if you have 3, if your screen looks real good, looks better than all these other people, and you think you can get a click, and your title is not something really silly, cool. Try this with 3. Awesome. Let's go back and let's go down a little more. We'll do like 2 more, and then we'll call it quits. Days Gone. Let's click on Days Gone. Boom. This is what you're looking for. You got 0 to 3 viewers. This might be a viable category. Definitely for 6. Definitely for 6 viewers here. There's no big name carrying the category. There's an even spread across everybody. If you have 6 viewers, this is real good. If you have 3, you're kind of going to land in this third row. It's not ideal, but it's also acceptable, especially if you already happen to own the game, right? So I would do that. I might go for this. With 3. I might take the risk, especially if you can get it like on sale, or especially if you already have it. If you already have that thing, oh my gosh, please. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Let's look at this. Oh yeah. So you have interest from mid-level probably. You do have a pretty steep drop off, but you also have a small group, right? This might be very, very good for 3 viewers, especially if it's your first playthrough and you got it on sale, or you're doing something special with it, or you're doing hardcore mode or something, right? This might be a very good spot to be discovered with 3 viewers. Because this game also has a decent following, and we know it has kind of a cult culture that goes with it. This could even branch up to like 50, 60 minimum. You still will probably meet people here. You're just not going to be able to stay here very long. You will have to move out eventually, sooner rather than later. So let's go ahead and just do one more. I kind of want to find one that's bad for growth. Let's see. Hellblade is going to have a big following because it's a special game to a lot of people. And a lot of horror games are going to be gaining momentum soon, so they're probably not the best to like pop into. Let's look at. Oh geez. I'm just gonna click something, man. Let's click on Quake Champions, and then we'll do Ninjala. Okay, cool, perfect. Are you going to find a lot of people here? I don't really typically count 1 viewers. By the way, don't ever have 0 viewers. 0 to 3, you should be 1 to 3. Get your phone out. Just get your phone out. Get your phone out, leave it over there. Always have 2 viewers. Twitch allows 2 viewers per IP address. Just get your computer on, get your PlayStation on, or your phone or whatever, and just have it up. Sort yourself a little bit better. For some reason, people get all self-righteous over that and act like it's cheating. Nobody has any viewers down this low. Relax on it, please. But what I would say is Quake, this is probably not the best category because there's only 5 people who are actually streaming to anybody. And this guy might just have his phone out and his PlayStation and his mom watching or something. Who knows? Or he has 3 actual people. But either way, you don't have a lot of people here. You basically have 2 people who are kind of actually streaming, right? There's probably not a lot of growth potential here. There's definitely not browsing interest. There's not viewer interest. There's not streaming interest. I would say if you want to grow, Quake's not your option. Stay out of Quake. we'll click one more, and then the video's been going 35 minutes. That we'll just kill it off. Let's click on Darkwood. Darkwood might have a cult following because I know it's a very popular game. It's actually gonna be a popular game for the holidays, probably for low level growth, for Halloween. People are already kind of going that direction, right? Like Spooktember stream. Hard mode, he's doing something special. So this might be, if you got like 2 viewers, like no viewers, and you've gotten it up to 2, I don't know. This game is like $5. It might be worth a shot, but at the same time, it's mostly dead. You get into like this area with like the 0 to 3, where you really need to look at it, and you're looking to see that there's a minimum of 10. So we see a minimum of 10 people streaming. And then you kind of have a spread. I would say that this, if you have it really cheap, this is worth a try. You might meet a person or 2. You really want it to be a little more bulked out. You want like another line of ones, and you want like a line up here of like 10, and then you want to drop in the middle with like 3, right? That's really ideally what you're looking for. I don't know. If somebody already had that and they were like, I'm curious about playing it, I'd be like, yeah, give it a try. Make sure you look better than anybody else. And if you meet some people, cool. But you better be trying really, really hard to drag them out of there. You better be talking about what like else you do. So besides that, yeah, I hope that helps understanding what your minimum is and how to do it. Half-Life Alyx, similar situation. You might meet people in here, but at the same time, VR is a really unique beast, and I don't really recommend it for streaming unless you're massive, and then you can do whatever the hell you want. But point is there's a lot of stuff down here that you might have a good option of playing. Okay. Dude, what happens if you bought Predator Hunting Ground? You know what? This has streamer interest. Does it have viewer, or does it have browsing interest? It actually kind of does. There's an indication that there's a good spread across these lines. And then you get down here to the 3rd row. This is actually a perfect scenario. If you got 3 viewers, if you got 0 to 3, and you can kick it up to 2 to 3 by just turning on your damn phone, come here. This is a great example of what to look for. You can't tell me there's not cool, fun stuff to play. Like, there's tons of cool stuff to play on video games are fun, man. You think you can't find something that's fun to play? Like, there's tons of stuff. 0 to 3, just click down here, click one, and if it looks like the stuff we've indicated, then awesome, cool, do it. If you're looking for kind of a spread and a good amount of people doing it. That's it. I hope that makes sense. Minimum viewer count is the most important piece of information you can have. I'm calling mine 50, even though if I want, I can go stream Darkest Dungeon and I'll get 140, 150 viewers. Okay, my minimum is 50. Because if I come out here and I play freaking Vindictus, whatever this is, I'm going to get 50 people on my stream. I will get 50 people watching me play this. That's my minimum. 50. You got to know your minimum, and then you got to act on it, and that's that. So that's going to save me time to do that video. 38 minutes of that, and then a quick upload. So there we go. Again, if you have any questions, my DMs are usually open. I bitch about people acting like Twitch is not discoverable very, very often because it's highly discoverable. I know that because I got partnered off Twitch Discovery. Not off coaching. Not off getting people to come to the stream so I can tell them how to stream. No shisty stuff. We met people on Twitch. We provided entertainment. And then they kept coming back. Twitch is browsable. And I don't really want to explain this background. We're going to end it there.